We only had 2 garage days to put this car back together for the next classic car meetup. Can we do it? Let's find out. During the winter, we decided to take the clocks out and fix one of the small cogs that was broken. Me and Pip dismantled it live, and you can see that video up here, and it didn't go great. It was our first live ever. It was an experience. Thank you ever so much to the people who watched it and the people that were there supporting us through it. First things first, we had to sit down of an evening and put it back together. There are some great YouTube videos out there about the dismantling of this. I'll put a link in the description below of the person who shows a close-up of the dismantling. Also, a few days after we finished this, the Porsche 924 Owners Club in the UK, the newsletter has a technical part in it, and that technical part was a detailed version of this very fix. So there are great resources out there on how to fix it specifically. We super glued the rubber ring around the outside, and then it was all assembled and ready to get put back in the car. To the garage. The car is currently kept at Pip's parents' house, so it was a drive to get there. It actually hadn't been opened up since we took the gauges out, way back when. So it had got cobwebs, had been a few months. It'd been a good few months. So we dusted the cobwebs off, looked to see how much stuff had got mouldy, and then after all that hard work, it was time for lunch. Yay! After that, it was get it out the tent time. So we had to undo the sophisticated garage door tent thing that my boyfriend's dad had put over to protect it. We cleaned the steering wheel, and then it was time to see if it would start up. It's been over a year, so we weren't hopeful, but like quietly confident. It's always started up. It's fine. It's fine. So then we got it out the tent and we started to put the dials back. Once the dials were in, we reversed it back down the drive so that we could wash it. We didn't really test to see if the dials worked. We just kind of went with the fact that they did. So we gave it some good clean because it was so dirty. And the problem that we have with the 924, whenever we wash it or whenever it rains, the bulkhead just swims in water. So the little drain pop-in drain thingamabob blocks up, and we just had to release that. Make sure the water drained out. Then we decided to just do quick checks to see if it was ready for its MOT. So we then found problem number 1, which was basically the indicator hook didn't hook in properly. When I was putting the steering on, I didn't quite hook it in. So that had to come back off again. And then whilst going through the lights again, we found problem number 2. The rear fog lights didn't work. So Pip does electrics. If there's anything electrical, that's just his job. I got like a D at AS when I did electrics, and it just, I'm not interested in it. So he was then in fault finding mode. There was lots of, is it on, is it off, switch this, do this. Like at one point he did get his hand stuck behind the dash, but I didn't record it because I'm nice like that. I didn't want to put that out on the internet that he might have got slightly stuck. I mean, I have now, but shh. So after a lot of wiggling of wires, trying different things, trying to see if like this would work or that would work, and just trying a lot of different things, the car then wouldn't start. So it went from a fog light being out to then fully not being able to start. For all of those people who have classic cars and 924s, you know that when you get a car from somebody else, somebody will have done a quick fix that's then been years, and you're trying to like figure it out. Like the wire at the back starts blue and then it goes to green, then it goes to pink, and then it does like 10 different color changes before it goes to the fuse box. So you don't know what color it is at the end to what color it is at the start. You just don't know. So in wiggling it around, we sort of broke the car. So we did try and bump start it. There's no footage of that. It was basically, if you picture me and his mum pushing the car, Pip inside, bump starting it, that's like running down the road. Didn't go. Me and his mum not being used to running, so breathing quite heavily afterwards. So yeah, and then we might have tried toe jump starting. It's not a technical term because it's not a technical move, so that's why that's not recorded. That was not a try at home situation. That didn't work either. So we think it's a couple of relays, and we're gonna order them and then try again next weekend. But it is not looking good for the club meet. So, I mean, we've got like another full day that we can work on it. But it's not looking good. And we're gonna go home and have Chinese because we're really hungry and it's really late and we tried really hard on the car. We still have one last day to get it fixed so that we can then push it in for its MOT, hopefully get it through its MOT, and then get to the classic car meet. Subscribe to see in part 2 if we do that, and if we make it to the classic car meet. Or subscribe because you like seeing me fix, drive, or race classic cars. Whichever reason you subscribe, it's okay with me. Comment down below if you've ever bump started your car and where was it at. And we'll see you next time for part 2. Bye! So this is attempt number a billion. Pip's gonna electrocute himself. Oh. I had the handbrake on the entire time. Oh.